What's up, FOA squad? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy Sunday to you guys. Happy football Sunday to you guys. Thursday started off the 2025 football season and I am super excited. Today I'm going to be watching football all day, but as you guys can see, I'm not rocking my bottom dentures because they don't fit anymore. No wonder they started falling out. But I am going to be giving you guys a dental update as well as the South Africa trip update. And I'm also going to be answering a couple of Q&A questions. So let's get right into this video with the dental update. So Friday passed, I went to the dentist. I am here in Baltimore where I will be for another, I guess, 7 or 8 days while I take care of my dental work. Now I went to the dentist on Friday and they started to move forward with the procedure to get my permanent teeth. As you guys know, it has been almost 3 years. Almost 3 years. The dentist was like, what happened? And I just kind of brushed it off and, you know, let him do his thing. But at that dental appointment, they took another x-ray, and after they took the x-ray, they did the molding for the top and lower dentures, or partials I should say. I am going to have this big tooth right here next to the partial. I'm going to have that one pulled, and then the back tooth, my wisdom tooth, is loose. I'm going to have those 2 teeth pulled. Now that is going to take care of all of my loose teeth, and all the other teeth are in good shape, or let's just say they are not giving me any problems, and there won't be any more loose tooth at the time. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm also pretty happy that I finally decided to move forward and get these final dentures, these permanent dentures, because like I said, these bottom ones, they were not staying in whatsoever. No wonder they started falling out when I started eating or whatnot. But now they're to the point where they just won't even sit in there. So this is good timing that I'm getting this done. So I'll be hanging around in Baltimore. I get my permanent teeth on September the 16th. And that is the same day that they said that they're going to pull these other 2 teeth out that I want to have pulled. So I don't know how that's going to work. I thought you need a little bit of time to. The bottom one is the bottom one is not going to matter because they're not going to have like this part of the partial and then some kind of tooth back here. I think I'm just going to be missing that back tooth there, which is okay with me. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm more concerned about the front part. But I thought that I would have to wait for a few before I put the final dentures in after having a tooth distracted, and it's about to start raining out here. So that is the update for my dentures. I am getting my final permanent dentures partials on. Oh, it's about to start raining. We might have to move inside. Yep, we're gonna have to move inside. All right, it seemed like the rain stopped, so I'd rather be out here than in my truck camper. The lighting is better out here. All right, so that is the update on my dental work that I'm having done. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, moving on to the 2027 South Africa trip for the FOAs. The itinerary is complete. I have the link for it. I also have the link for the payment plan and roommate information. I have the link for that. So next week, sometime next week, I'm going to post that in the description of whichever video. I will let you guys know which video it is under. I also am probably going to post it on the community page first. I did post on the community page a couple days ago. It might have been even yesterday. I posted told you guys a little bit about the trip, and I'm going to do that here as well. So the South Africa trip is 2027. It's going to be September the 14th through September the 24th. It is going to be 5 nights in Cape Town and 3 nights in Johannesburg. It's going to consist of 5 excursions, 3 in Cape Town and 2 in Johannesburg. It is a package deal. It is going to include your flight, your hotels, your 2 hotels, your 5 excursions, all your transfers from the hotel, from the airport to the hotel, from the hotel to the airport, from the airport to the hotel, from the airport, because you're going to 2 different countries in South Africa, Cape Town and Johannesburg. So it covers, I think, a pretty good amount of things. Now, I'm not going to state the cost of it right now. I'm going to let you guys go and check out the payment link. It has all the payment information, the monthly payments. It talks about also the deposit, which I will say here. The deposit is going to be $275. I believe I mentioned that before on a previous video. And the due date or the end date for the deposit is going to be December the 1st. So after I officially make the link available to you guys, you can all start going on the payment link and signing up and all of that kind of good stuff. All right, so what else do I want to share with you guys about the South Africa trip? The link is really a good link. It has all the information on there. It has the name of the hotels. It has travel insurance link, page where you can click on that and get a travel insurance quote. It also has the excursions on there. I mean, it is fully loaded with this entire trip and the way that this trip is going to go. I am super excited. The trip is, again, I believe is a really nice coordinated trip. I think it's the right amount of time to be there, especially that it is an itinerary trip and you know what you're going to be doing each day if you do that. What else I want to say about the one of the most important things I want to relate to you guys, well, every aspect of the trip is important, but this is really important. As a roommate, if you are considering getting a roommate, it is going to be absolutely a must that you get travel insurance. I'm not going to pair anyone up that do not get travel insurance. And the reason why that is so important is because if someone cancels, then the person that is left, they have travel insurance. And if they decide, okay, I don't want to go because of that, then they are covered. Now, here is the benefit of both parties having travel insurance. If someone cancels, only going to affect the hotel if someone cancels. So if someone cancels, the person that's left can either pay the remaining balance of the person who canceled hotel, and then you will be reimbursed. So basically, if a person cancels, if you decide you still want to go, you would have to pay their hotel part, but you will be reimbursed. Now, I don't know whether, I'm guessing you're going to be reimbursed by the insurance company that you get the travel insurance from, but you will be reimbursed. So that is something to really think about if you are considering a roommate. Other than that, it's going to be standard practices for me to pair you guys up, make sure you are as compatible as possible. I don't think we had any bad roommate situations in our first cruise. I think everybody who was paired together It wasn't a whole lot of them, but the ones that were, I believe that they got along well. I did not hear any stories or bad stories about it, and I'm hoping that I get the same results from this South Africa trip. So that is all that I'm going to share with you guys about the South Africa trip. I know when I posted it in the community page, a lot of you were asking, or a few of you, or maybe even been one person, asked what is the cost of the trip. I'll let you discover that. Well, actually, I will tell you the cost of the trip. It's not like a big secret or anything. Okay, so the cost of a double occupancy, 2 people in the room, is going to be $4,200 and some odd dollars. $4,200 and some odd dollars. Now, if you decide that you do not want a roommate and you want to travel solo, it's going to cost you an additional $1,400. So you're going to have to pay $5,600 and some odd dollars, or change or whatever. So it really, really is something to think about as far as the roommate situation is. If you are a solo traveler, you may really want to consider getting a roommate. Again, I will do my very, very best to pair up people who would like to have a roommate, but it is quite a bit less if you were to have a roommate. We're talking $4,200 as opposed to $5,600. So it is a difference, and that difference can make the difference for a lot of people. So do consider having a roommate. Once you reach out to me on the website, the email, foasquad@yahoo.com, and let me know that you are interested in having a roommate, I will then give you my phone number so that we can communicate through the phone as opposed to emails. So I think that's all I want to say about the trip. Everything else, again, the itinerary is well planned, well written. The payment link is well written, well sorted out. You shouldn't have too many questions because everything is really, really there. And the travel agents and the company there, the agents there, they did a phenomenal job at creating the link with all the information that you guys will need to make a decision whether or not you would like to go on this trip. Now, I want you to really pay attention to the airport situation because there are only certain airports that the 2 airlines that the travel agents are dealing with, I would say, that goes to Cape Town, goes to the meeting point. So the way that I understand from the travel agent that it's going to happen is we're all going to meet at the connecting flight destination, and then we'll all go to the final destination, which is Cape Town, together, and we'll all be transferred from the airport to the hotel. That is the way. However, if your airport is not listed, you're going to have to talk with the travel agent, and she's going to have to get your flight travels done separately. So some of the main airports that I believe on the list are Miami, New York, LAX, Dallas, Chicago, New Jersey, and I may have missed like 1 or 2 others. So check it out when I post the links to both the payment and the itinerary. And I hope that a lot of you guys go, because I know for me, you guys definitely spark or speed up my interest in going to Africa. So I'm glad that I'm making it an FOA trip, and I'm hoping that if this is someplace that you always wanted to go but maybe not had anyone to go with, or whatever the reason may be, then this is your opportunity to go to South Africa with a group, not only just a group, the FOA group, and you know, you get a couple little perks by going with the FOA groups. You're going to be getting some custom t-shirts. You're going to be getting maybe some food at the meet and greet. We never know yet. That has not been sorted out yet, but you know, it's going to be great. I think the trip is going to be great. I think it's going to be a really nice first time trip for people who have never been to Africa before. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, I'm going to grab my other phone and I'm going to answer a couple of Q&A questions. So give me a minute. Okay, before I get into the Q&A, there is one more thing that I wanted to mention to you guys, and that is that on August the 1st, Kathy, Cassie, and myself, we decided that we were going to change our diet a little bit, and we were going to do better with our eating habits, and we have been doing really well with that. I know that since I started the second channel, First Time Eating Here, there were some comments on that channel that says, I thought the doctor told you to change your diet, and yada. Yes, I was told by my doctor to change my diet and my eating habits, but change takes time. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I have the discipline to do a complete 360, but what my doctor telling me that it did make me more aware, more conscious, and I have been doing pretty good since August the 1st. Yes, the First Time Eating videos are, I'm not even going to say they don't have to necessarily be unhealthy. You know, there are places I can eat a little bit healthy, but for the most part, I'm going to consider that channel my cheat day. So that's going to be my cheat day when I make a video for that particular channel. All right, getting back to it, I have been doing really well. I'm back on the intermittent fasting now. I don't eat before 11 o'clock, and I try my very best not to eat after 7 p.m. I also am getting into some healthier snacks now. I like the combination of peanut butter and apples. Who knew? Because I don't like peanut butter. But when I started eating the peanut butter with the apples, it was pretty tasty to me. So that has been for about a week or so my go-to snack type of deal. Then I of course bought the little baked popcorn that you guys saw in the last video. So for those of you who would like to make comments about, okay, Anthony, I thought your doctor said this, I thought the doctor said that, I am doing pretty good and have done pretty good for the month of August, and I'm continuing to do good. I have salads in my refrigerator now, so I'm doing good. I'm doing a whole lot better. I'm making a much better effort to do all those things. So for those of you who are commenting, you can stop commenting. I am doing good, and me, you know, having an off day to make my other videos is not, you know, oh my God, it's not a curse, because overall I have really made some changes through the month of August into September. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get to my questions here, and give me a second to get that on my other phone. All right, guys, I have my questions on my other phone. I'm just going to answer a few questions, nothing too heavy. The first question is going to be from Lakina Terrell. I hope I pronounced your name properly, because I have answered some of your other questions on previous Q&As, so forgive me if I mispronounced your name. And Lakina asks, hey Anthony, if YouTube were to stop right now and it was no more content creators, what would you do? Since I only have about 2 years and a couple of months before I can qualify for early retirement, I probably would just get a part-time job to take me through those 2 years and a couple of months, and then file for Social Security. All right, the next question is coming from Okay, as soon as I can find it. The next question is coming from Veronica C8199, and Veronica asks a couple of questions, a few questions. How old were you when you learned to drive? I don't know how old I was when I learned how to drive, but I do know that I was 23 years old when I got my license. Do you ride your bike anymore? I ride my bike, but not as much as I walk. When I'm in Florida at my campsite, I can get into a better rhythm of exercising. But as soon as I leave that campsite, it's kind of like so much harder to maintain that routine. So I'm excited to get back to Florida for a few days and try to get back into some type of routine. And I do ride my bike, but I don't know which I prefer to walk. Biking gives you a much better workout, so to speak. But I do and have been riding the bike, but not as much as I've been walking whenever I'm in Florida. And the next one is, when you say you're planning to retire, is that about applying for Social Security or quitting YouTube? It is about applying for Social Security. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually apply for it. I'm just excited when the time comes that I have the option to apply for it. When that time comes, I will evaluate where I am and make a decision then. All right, let me see who else. This is from oh wow. Okay, let me see what Flango Beast is talking about. Flango usually have about 4 different questions, so let me see. One of the questions that Flango Beast asks is, are you actually excited for the Africa trip? I am absolutely excited about it. And then he asks, if you could move anywhere else, where would you move to? I have no idea, because every place that I have gone to, it has been from a tourist perspective, and not a actually live there as a resident perspective. So I have no idea. If I decide to move somewhere else, it's going to require me to do so much research and visiting that place and going to neighborhoods and, you know, just getting the local vibe of the place. But nothing is off the table for me. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to answer from Flango Beast. All right. Okay, this comes from True Avenger 71. True Avenger 71 asks, when you collect your Social Security, are you out of here as in the United States? There has been many times or several times that I have thought about, you know, if I was to move to another country, where would it be? I have no idea once again, but it's something that, again, requires a lot of research and seeing which country, if that's the route that I'm thinking about doing, which country will better financially benefit me, which is probably the biggest deal, or one of the biggest deals for me if I was to consider moving to another country, is would I be better off financially than I am here in the United States, especially once I get into having to live off of my Social Security. So again, nothing is off the table with me. Who knows what I might decide to do when the time comes. This question comes from Sonda Ringlove. Sonda Ringlove asks, what has been your favorite van build so far? I love this question, because I miss my minivan days. I really miss my minivan days. But I would have to say that My favorite van builds have been with the green minivan that I had, my very first minivan. I changed the inside of that minivan around like 6 or 7 times, and I loved each and every time I changed the design or the layout in those in that minivan. I love the minivan layouts that I've had, and I miss the minivan life. Okay, this one question is from Grow Where You're Planted. Grow Where You Planted ask, when and where are you going to be headed to Italy? I am heading to Italy on September the 24th. I will arrive in Italy. Oh, something like flew in my eye. I will arrive in Italy. This is how I damage my eye doing this kind of stuff. I will arrive in Italy the next day on the 25th. See how my eyes starting to turn red already. This question is from Blair Logan 5274. Blair Logan, look at my eye turning red already. Okay, Blair asks, are you ever going to take a road trip to the West Coast? I believe you said you've never been to Washington and Oregon, and it's beautiful there. I have taken a road trip to the West Coast before, but never as far up as Washington. I took a road trip to California a few years ago, and I had 2 meetups in California, and one in Los Angeles and one in San Diego. Along the way, I stopped in Louisiana and had some dinner with Ella and Eddie. I also stopped in Arizona and hung out with Kathy for a couple of days. So I have had a road trip over that way. Now, whether I will have another one anytime soon, I don't know. I guess I have to see. Okay, what else we have? All right, let's do this one from DStone32. DStone32 asks, hi, Mr. Anthony. If you could change anything you've done on your YouTube journey this far, what would it be and why? I actually would not change anything because this whole journey has been a learning experience and is also going to continue to be a learning experience. If I was to say that I would change things to try to make my journey a more perfect journey, then I don't think that would be realistic because we cannot predict what's going to happen in our lives, especially when you live in this type of lifestyle. So I like the way the path of my journey has been so far because I've learned so much throughout this whole journey and the 11 years that I've had my YouTube channel. So I would not change anything. Okay, let's answer Musette Jones. Musette question. What's up with your birthday cruise? Can you update us? How many are going? Can we still go? Has the cost decreased? And can we have a roommate? You probably can't have a roommate at this date and time because the final payment date is like 5 days away from now, September the 13th. So I don't know if that ship has sailed or not, and the only way someone can probably go at this point is that they pay the entire cost of the trip within the next 5 days. Okay, so the count so far is that we're going to have 33 people going on the cruise. 33. And what else? The cost did not decrease. And I think that's about it. As far as Musette question, we're at 33 people, which is a pretty decent number of people going. All right, this question is from Coco Jean. What's up, Coco? Hope you're doing well. Can we get a hotel only if we can't go on the birthday cruise? If we can, how do we go about that? I don't think you can. I mean, I'm not saying you can't get a hotel, but the thing about the whole hotel thing is that it is for us to have the meet and greet. And a meet and greet is a number count type of situation where I am going to have t-shirts, I'm going to have some food, just like the first one. So it's all about the numbers of that. So I don't think that, you know, I don't know. I really don't know, because that's kind of like, you're not going on the cruise, and because the meet and greet is like an event, so to speak, then I'm not sure how I feel about it being fair or not fair to the people that are going on the trip and have paid to go on the trip, to like let people just come to the meet and greet or something like that. So I'm kind of like, I guess I'm gonna stop right there, because I don't think I have anything else to say about that. But do you understand what I'm saying? The meet and greet is for the people that are going on the cruise, you know. This one is going to be my last question, and it is, are you ready to get back? It's from Sarah Cleaves. Sarah Cleaves asks, are you ready to get back to your trailer? Absolutely. I miss my trailer so much. This truck camper is great for road trips and short visits to my family up in Baltimore, but it is definitely not the answer for long-term stays like I did in Ohio. Once again, I will be taking my trailer up to Ohio next year, because I plan on staying there for about 2 months. But it is, I miss my trailer, and I can't wait to get back, even though I'm only going to be back at my trailer for about 3 or 4 days before I have to head back out to Italy. But I cannot wait to get back to my trailer. Alright guys, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. As always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that. And if you have not gone over to the new channel, First Time Eating Here, I'd like to invite you to go over to that channel, subscribe, comment, like, hit the notification bell so that you can keep up with that channel. That channel is actually doing pretty good. My last video I posted there got 11,000 views. So thank you for those of you FOAs who went over there to support my channel over there as well. All right guys, I'll see you on the next one.